Hope you guys are doing beautiful. Alright, this is Active Girls Captive into Call of the Captive Zari, episode 80, season 3, written by no other person but Precious Chinwe Obialor-Ukazim. Alright, so we're going to continue from where we stopped yesterday. So, from mother and daughter's tantrum. So they were throwing it now. So let's get to business. Well, I don't blame you. I blame myself for always begging on your behalf whenever two of you have a fight, and I am not going to be begging on your behalf anymore. Chizaram told her. Ooh, alright. We are not going to be fighting anymore, replied Uma. I'm talking and you are talking. You don't have respect anymore. Her mother flipped the pillow at her. It's okay, just leave her and come over to this place. Let's sleep. It's past midnight. Onamdi told this one. I don't like the way you're treating me because of this small girl. Don't worry, she will soon get married and leave you. Chizam told Onamdi, moving over to the other side. I'm sorry, it's just this night. Onamdi told her, laughing. I'm not leaving my daddy, Uma also told her, grinning. Chizam went over to the sitting edge of the bed to lie down, and Uma was allowed to remain in the same position she had chosen, while Onamdi remained in the middle with his arms spread out for the two of them. He prayed a short bedtime prayer and they settled to sleep, only for Chizaram to pinch Uma's hand, and she shouted, "Oh, mommy just pinched me now!" She shouted, "It's okay, sorry. Don't mind that, okay?" Now they calmed down. Reward. We have prayed. Stop looking for trouble. He told this one pretended to be sleeping already, and everywhere became quiet. And one after the other, they transitioned into a state of sleep, relinquishing their wakefulness in peaceful slumber. Finally, they have slept. These two people. Anyway, let's continue. So, that night at Owerri, we are back to Nigeria. Alright. So, that same night at Owerri, Jeffrey, who was Nnemeka's right-hand man in their worship team, couldn't sleep as he was faced with the temptation to still remain with Nnemeka's worship team or live like every other person who left. But his only worry was in the fact that God specifically told him to go and serve under Nnemeka's booming worship team and be loyal to him. But unfortunately, it doesn't understand what is happening to the music team anymore. The team feels like it's closing up as all the team members were leaving one after the other without looking back. Some got offended in Nnemeka, citing one complaint or the other, and left thereafter, but some just left without stating any reason, and the worship group that was once known on campus, which shook the very foundation of the school, was already spreading wide across different states, is becoming a passing shadow. People are beginning to talk and scoff at the few of them left, especially him, because they were no longer making waves the way they used to, and he's still hanging in there, being loyal to Nnemeka instead of living like others to join another booming group. And the annoying part is the fact that Nnemeka was not making any move to revive the group. He was not willing to go after team members who left to win them back. Neither was he ready to host programs that will help create awareness about their worship team. He was just acting cool and unbothered, as if nothing is spoiling. What do you want him to do now? Yes, what exactly do you want him to do? I don't know. Many people have tried to talk him out of the dream and remaining loyal to someone who is clearly older than, but he turned deaf ears to all their advices because God had not told him to leave Nnemeka's worship team. He lost the lady he was hoping to marry in the future because of this same matter, and the problem now is that a popular music team outside school who came on recommendation is offering him 7 million naira and a car to come and work with them for 2 years because he's a very skillful bassist with irresistible beats. One of the conditions among several others is that he is not to be committed in any other group until after 2 years contract, which is also renewable. Presently, he is almost the only person standing with Nnemeka now, and the thought of leaving him was giving him a sleepless night. He was just restless and couldn't sleep as he didn't know what to do. whether to accept the contract and leave Unemeka's team or still remain with the already dying team. He couldn't even pray because his head is full. He had already calculated what that 7 million naira can do for him if he invested before his graduation, and the sky looked brighter on that side than with Unemeka. Unemeka was also awake in his hostel and was sitting quietly before God, with many questions running through his mind. All the happenings, starting from the problem he was having in his studies to people hating on him and walking out of his life and ministry, was giving him serious concern. But because of his quiet nature, people think he is not bothered. Some of the things people were faulting and hating him for were things God wanted him to do and how he wanted him to live his life, but people called it pride and self-centeredness. About 16 members left in one day because they brought a suggestion about some things they could do to revive the group and create awareness about their team, but he objected. Chai, my God, this is serious. Please, what is Unemeka going to do about this? Can someone please help us? Yeah? It's so painful, but we don't know the exact thing that can be done. Sorry, please excuse me. So sorry about that. There was a little bit of mix-up. I'm so sorry. So, like I was saying, we don't even know what is happening right now, but even me at this point, I think I'm feeling for you. So please, let us just continue. So like I said, and where I ended was giving, so the whole ministry stuff was giving him serious concern, but because of his quiet nature, people think he's not bothered. That is the problem. Sometimes when you don't talk, they feel you are not bothered and you don't know what is happening, or you don't want to do anything. It doesn't just concern you. So some of the things people were faulting and hating him for were things God wanted him to do and how he wanted him to live his life. Okay, so you see, he was even thinking of closing down the whole group. So about 6 members left in one day because they brought a suggestion on how he could revive their team, but he told them that it's ungodly to mix worldliness with the gospel, and they got offended and left. Obviously, it's like what they wanted him to do was against God's way, and it is not in a Christian manner, which he said no, he won't do. He was thinking of closing down the group and everything that concerns ministry so he can just focus on his studies alone. But then he remembered that God had promised to use him to do mighty things, both in music and in preaching the gospel, and that his certificate is not even going to be of much use to him in fulfilling destiny. After about 2 hours of sitting quietly before God without talking, Just thinking and meditating, he renewed his resolve not to close down the group no matter who leaves or stays, but to keep pressing hard in the place of prayers, awaiting the days of full manifestation. That same night, David had a dream about his meeting with Unamdi because he was anxious about the meeting, and that was all he was thinking in his mind before going to bed. He saw himself seated before Unamdi and he was interrogating him, looking all mean. Young man, what do you want from my daughter? He asked him, wearing a straight face, and he was wondering why Unamdi was not acting friendly towards him, even after Umar had informed him that he have already approved their relationship. He saw himself stammering in the dream, not knowing what to answer. Over anxiously, na him wan kill this brother. Abeg, he should put his mind at rest. He should calm down. Abeg. I don't know exactly what's wrong, but the truth is, something about Onemeka is this. This is something that happened to a lot of people. You know, when you see people, especially maybe the leader in a particular group, going through some tough time, and you see him not resolving, still standing with God, saying he's still going to keep his stand and keep his word, and to you, most people, to people, if it looks as though they don't care or whatever it is not touching them. But then you forget there was something written, there's a book, I don't know if you ever said, the rich also cry, even the strong cries and break down. But what? He could only break down before his own father, which is God. So you see, I just hope Jeffrey could hold on to God, hold on God, and I believe the God told him to wait has a purpose for his life. There's no time God says you should wait that it will not come true for you. I don't know who it is that is here, and God told you, wait for me. Stay at this particular position, but look as though it's not working well. That position God says you should wait for him, it's not looking rosy, it's looking tiring, and you're about to give up to follow another way. Please, I'm begging you, in the name of God, please hold on to God. He will not go back on his word. It will surely come. Waiting period has never looked rosy, but if you can stand on his word and wait on him under his word, I promise you, it will come through for you, and at the right and appointed time, God is going to do something wonderful in your life, and you will be shocked that those time of waiting, those years of lack that is not looking rosy, will be forgotten, because you might never remember it, because just within a second, God can change your life. And you would not, by that time, you'll be thanking God. Thank you for making me wait, Lord. Have a blessed and wonderful weekend. God bless you, and see you next week. Bye-bye.